सो हेलो गाइस। सो आज से हम अपना न्यू चैप्टर स्टार्ट करने जा रहे हैं, न्यू टॉपिक, दैट इज़ द ज्योग्राफी ऑफ द क्लास 10, क्योंकि वी हैव ऑलरेडी completed the class 6th 7th and 8th and 9th NCERT of the geography, and from today we are going to start the geography of the class 10th, that is the name of the contemporary the India second. So from today we are going to start the chapter 1, and the name of the first chapter, that is the resource and the development. So in this chapter we will see that what are the resources and how the resources are useful for us, and the types of the resources, and what are the things to which we call as resources. So let's start. So here the resources and the development, it is the chapter's name, the resource and the development. So in this chapter we'll see that the resources, what does mean. So here it is given that the everything available in our environment and which can be used to satisfy our needs, provided it is technologically accessible, economically feasible, and culturally acceptable, termed as the resources. It means that anything which is available in the environment, and that things is that thing, if the economically affordable ho and culturally acceptable ho and technologically accessible ho, that thing is the resource. So the process of that, and here you can see a diagram, that is the relationship between the physical environment, technology, and the institution. It says that the process of the transformation of the things available in our environment involves an interactive and the relationship between the nature, technology, and institution. So it means there is a relationship between the physical environment, nature, technology, and institution. It means that the resources which are present in the physical environment, but that resource is taken out from the earth's surface. Like that, if the resource is the coal, then coal, it is not directly available to the people. For this, there are the certain technology that the people human use, and to extract the coal from the its reserve, and then that institution that supplies that coal to the other people. So that's why there is a relationship between the physical environment and technology and institution. So if we will classify the uh, natural resources, that the basis of the origin, it is the biotic and abiotic, and the basis of the exhaustibility, it is the renewable and non-renewable, and basis of ownership, that is individual, community, national, international, and basis of the status of the development, that is the potential, developed status, and the reserve. So this is the classification of the resources. So the renewable and the non-renewable, the renewable, it means that it can regenerate in the universe resource, that is the like that wind, wind resources, sun, water, these are the renewable. Whereas the some of the non-renewables, like that wood, petroleum, coal, these are the non-resources, these are the non-renewable sources. Whereas the ownership, it means that some resources are owned by the individual, some are resourced by the collective, like that community, like in the forest region, like in the forest, where the tribal lives, the collective own the land, or the collective reserve the forest. So these are the community forest. So the development of the resources. So here it is given that if you are not using the resources properly, then that resources create some major problems like that depletion of the resources, accumulation of the resources in the few hands, and indiscriminate the exploitation of the resources has led to the global ecological crisis. It means that the resources which are available in the universe or the environment, so for that resources we have to use them as a human survival, but these resources should not be used the over excessive, otherwise they will create the problems like that depletion of the resources. It means that over excessive use of the resources reduces the its reserve, and the accumulation of the resources are in the few hands, and the third is the that led to the global ecological crisis, like that the resources in the current time पे it is the fuel, because जो middle east countries they contribute to the most of the their share into the fuel, and that's why due to the region of the currently the war ongoing in the middle east, that reduce the supply, and that creates the problem into the global ecological crisis. So for this maintaining the resources, and there is a summit that was happened in the 1992 in the Brazil, and the name of this summit, that is the Rio de Janeiro summit in the 1992. It happened in the Brazil, and the main aim of the resource on the summit is to how to contribute with it's so that it's a main of the Earth summit that they adopted a Agenda 21 principle for achieving the sustainable development in the 21st century. So what does mean the sustainable development? So the sustainable development means that for today we are using the resources, and उस रिसोर्स को हम इस तरह से यूज करते हैं कि ताकि जो फ्यूचर जनरेशन है उनको जो मतलब कि हम आज के टाइम पे रिसोर्स यूज कर रहे हैं, बट इन द माइंड वी आर आल्सो कीपिंग द फ्यूचर्स generation, so that in the future that resources are also available. So it means that the development should take place without damaging the environment, and the development in the present should not compromise with the needs of the future generation. So it means using the resources today to maintaining that, to thinking about the future generation, and that development is known as the sustainable development. And to implement this sustainable development के लिए there was a summit happened in the Brazil. That summit is the Rio de Janeiro summit, and this summit adopted Agenda 21 for achieving the sustainable development in the 21st century. So the summit, that was the United Nations Conference on Environment and Development, its agenda to combat the environmental damage, poverty, disease through the global cooperation and common interest, mutual needs, and shared responsibility. It means how the global countries they come and to manage the resources today for the sustainable development. So for this managing the managing the resources for the future generation that need a resource planning, it means how do we use the plan? It means that through the planning we can reduce the depletion of resources. That because of that, because अगर हम बात करें resources की, like that in the some region these are the, like that we'll talk about in the region of the eastern India. Here the कोल के रिसोर्सेज जो है, कोल को जो कोल रिजर्व है, these are the height, but in the some other part of India the coals reserves are not present. So for planning to that coal reserve in the eastern India and how to distribute these coal in the other part of India, so that the uses of the coal can be done and supply in the throughout India can be smooth. So that is the resource planning. And so here there is some planning resources, there is some process, there are some process, like that the process is that the we have to first identify and the inventory of the resources, मतलब resources की we have the first identification and the inventory of the resources, and the second is that after finding the resources inventory we have to go a planning structure, and then planning structure after the third stage is the matching the resources development plan. So like that, मतलब किसी भी रिसोर्स के प्लानिंग के लिए हमें पहले एक किसी भी रिसोर्स को उसके इन्वेंटरी और उसके आइडेंटिफिकेशन एंड इन्वेंटरी को हमें फाइंड आउट करना है। देन उसके बाद हमें एक प्लान बनाना है कि उस प्लान के अकॉर्डिंगली हम जो उस रिसोर्स है उसको हम कैसे यूज कर सकें और उसको हम डिस्ट्रीब्यूट एंड सप्लाई कैसे कर सकें। एंड देन उसके बाद हम देखते हैं कि वो हमारी नीड्स क्या क्या है। सो लाइक दैट इंडिया में जो 5 ईयर प्लान थे स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम द 1951 से, इट इज़ बेसिकली इट्स अ प्लान फॉर डेवलपमेंट। The Nehru government has the first had the Nehru government it had first uses this plan, like first 5 year plan. So through the first 5 year plan, that it was launched after the independence. So availability of the resources is a necessary condition for the development of any any region. So the conservation of the resources, so but it is vital for any country development activity, but irrational consumption and overutilization of resources, it may lead to the socio-economic and environmental problem. So for the रिसोर्सेज के रिजर्व के लिए द क्लब ऑफ रोम इन द 1968 में इट हैज़ डिड अ मीटिंग and that led to the 1987 में ब्रॉडलैंड कमीशन रिपोर्ट, and this ब्रॉडलैंड कमीशन report it introduced the concept of the sustainable development. So we have seen earlier the sustainable development concept. That concept it is mentioned in the ब्रॉडलैंड कमीशन report 1987. सो द फर्स्ट रिसोर्सेज की अगर हम बात करें तो लैंड रिसोर्स की बात करें, सो लैंड जो है इट इज़ एन एसेट ऑफ द फाइनाइट मैग्नीट्यूड। वाई? बिकॉज द लैंड जो है इट इज़ द 43% इज द प्लेन्स एंड 30% माउंटेन एंड प्लेट्यू इज द 27%. इट मीन्स दैट the total land that is available out of that total land, the 43% of the land is the plain, and then 30% is the mountain, and 27% of the land is plateau. It means that completely land is not plains, or complete land is not mountains, and complete lands are not plateaus. So here the land resources, so land resources like that forest, land not available for cultivation, other uncultivated land, fallow land, net sown area, and grass cropped area. So here there is given two words, that is the given is the two word. One is the net sown area and second is the grass cropped area. So what is the net sown area? And what is the grass cropped area? So the net sown area, it means that the land is cultivated every year. That is the net sown area. But if any land, the land which is cultivated, the land is cultivated more than one, the land is cultivated is more than one plus net sown area, and that is the grass cropped area. सो इट मीन्स दैट नेट सोन एरिया क्या है, मतलब कोई एग्रीकल्चरल लैंड है, अगर वो एग्रीकल्चरल लैंड इन ईयर वन टाइम कल्टीवेट हो रही है तो दैट इज़ द नेट सोन एरिया. बट अगर any land which is cultivated more than one in an agricultural year, a plus net sown area, that is the gross cropped area. So it is here given that the net sown area, the physical extent of a land on which the crops are sown harvested, is known as net sown area, whereas area sown more than once in an agricultural year plus नेट सोन एरिया. सो मतलब ग्रॉस क्रॉप एरिया निकालने के लिए हमें नेट सोन एरिया की इम्पोर्टेंस होती है. सो द लैंड यूज पैटर्न इन इंडिया, इट मीन्स दैट द लैंड जो है, यूज ऑफ द लैंड इज डिटरमाइंड बोथ बाय द फिजिकल फैक्टर लाइक दैट टोपोग्राफी क्या है, क्लाइमेट क्या है, सॉइल टाइप्स क्या है, एज वेल एज द ह्यूमन फैक्टर दैट दे affect the land use. So this is all about that. Yeah, the pattern of the net sown area, it is not uniform. जो net sown area है, it is not uniform throughout the year like that. अगर agricultural की हम बात करें, in the areas like that over 80% total area in the Punjab, Haryana, whereas it is less than 10% in the northeastern and the mountainous region. So that some of the activities that led to the land degradation, like that human activities, it is that deforestation, overgrazing, mining and quarrying too, these are the some of the regions that led to the land degradation. So here the next topic, that is the soil as a resource. सो अगर हम सॉइल की बात करें तो ये सॉइल होता क्या है, सॉइल एज ए रिसोर्स है. अगर हम बात करें सॉइल की, व्हाट इज द सॉइल, अगर हम बात करें व्हाट इज द सॉइल, सॉइल क्या है, इट इज द अपर पार्ट ऑफ, अगर हम बात करें सॉइल की तो जो रॉक्स अवेलेबल ऑन द अर्थ है, वो जब ड्यू टू द फिजिकल और द केमिकल फैक्टर की वजह से जब वेदरिंग ऑफ द रॉक्स होती है, देन दैट रॉक्स दे differentiated are they divided into the number of smallest particles, and that is the soil. So it is the upper part of the earth's surface found means it is the un it is the unconsolidated it is unconsolidated material found on the earth's surface that acts as a medium for plant growth. So soil क्या है? It is a unconsolidated material है कि फैक्टर्स की अगर हम बात करें तो फैक्टर्स विच लेड टू द अगर हम बात करें सॉयल के फैक्टर्स की, दैट इज द फैक्टर दैट so some of the factors that led to the formation of the soil, so these are the factors like factors led to the soil formation. So some of the factors like that, the parent material, the factors like parent material. The second factor, that is the climate, relief, natural vegetation, and the time. So these are the some of the factors that they affect the formation of the soil. So like the parent material, it means like the rocks are the main material for the formation of the soil. So like in the region of the southern peninsular plateau region, in the peninsular plateau region जो rocks हैं जो soil की formation है, it's because of the weathering of the igneous and the metamorphic rocks जो डेक्कन प्लेटू इन द सदर्न पेनिनसुलर प्लेटू में है. तो यहाँ पे जो रॉक्स का weathering होती है, and that weathering of the rocks led to the formation of the soil. So that's why because of the soil, so जो ये in the southern peninsular plateau होते हैं, these soil they are the coarses, and the climate is also decide the one of the factor for the soil, like that in the area where the rainfall is occurrence. So अगर रेनफॉल की बहुत ज़्यादा अगर प्रेसिपिटेशन अकर हो रहा है, so वहाँ पे जो सॉइल के अपर सरफेस है, दिस सरफेस इज लीस्ट अवे, और जो वहाँ की अपर सरफेस लीस्ट होती है, तो जो इस जो सम ऑफ द न्यूट्रिएंट्स विच आर प्रेजेंट बीनीथ द हॉरिजन, सो वो अपर ये दे ब्रॉट अप, एंड उसकी वजह से जो रेनफॉल की वजह से दीज आर आल्सो द लीव्स अवे सम ऑफ द न्यूट्रिएंट्स. सो and that led to the that in the region of the eastern and the southern Deccan Plateau, the red or the lateritic soils are found in the Himalayan region में, and due to the rainfall अगर होता है, and the soils are deposited through the रिवर्स की डिपोजिशन की वजह से एलुवियल सॉइल की फॉर्मेशन होती है. इन द राजस्थान एरियाज में इट इज़ द सैंडी सॉइल होती है. सो द क्लाइमेट इज आल्सो वन ऑफ द फैक्टर व्हिच डिसाइड द सॉइल. एंड द रिलीफ इज द नेक्स्ट फैक्टर, दैट इज द रिलीफ. और रिलीफ की अगर हम बात करें तो जहाँ पे स्टीप स्लोप है, अगर स्टीप स्लोप है तो वहाँ पे जब रेनफॉल होगा, तो रेनफॉल की वजह से एट दैट प्लेसेस पे सॉइल जो है वो रुकेगी नहीं, और इसकी वजह से यहाँ पे जो सॉइल हॉरिजन और द इसका जो सॉइल का डेप्थ और द विथ होगी वो लेस होगी, बट वाई अगर द प्लेसेस ऑफ द जेंटल स्लोप, वहाँ पे जो सॉइल की डिपोजिशन वो मैक्सिमम होगी, एंड दैट प्लेस इज द सॉइल की जो फर्टिलिटी वो भी हाईएस्ट होगी। एंड द नेचुरल वेजिटेशन इट आल्सो डिसाइड वन ऑफ द फैक्टर। तो नेचुरल वेजिटेशन लाइड, क्योंकि नेचुरल वेजिटेशन क्या करती है, इट इज़ वन ऑफ द कंडीशन फॉर द ह्यूमस। सो लाइक दैट इन द रीजन ऑफ द हिमालयाज रीजन में ड्यू टू द टेम्परेचर इज लेस, जब टेम्परेचर लेस होगी तो माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म की जो एक्टिविटी है वो भी लेस होगी, और जब माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म की एक्टिविटी लेस होगी सो दे आल्सो रिड्यूस द decay of the natural vegetation, and that so that's why the soil is found in the this region, it is the acidic soil, whereas the in the जहाँ पे temperature high होती है, तो if the temperature is high then microorganisms की जो भी activity है that will be also high. So in the region of the higher temperature in like in the western India, the Rajasthan belt, due to the high due to the active state of the microorganism, यहाँ पे बट द नेचुरल यहाँ पे जो ह्यूमस होते हैं, एक तो यहाँ पे ह्यूमस की अवेलेबिलिटी लेस होती है, क्यों? क्योंकि इन दिस दैट रीजन जो प्लांट्स हैं, प्लांट की अवेलेबिलिटी लेस होती है, और जो प्लांट की अवेलेबिलिटी लेस होगी सो जो नेचुरल वेजिटेशन है, अब द प्लांट की अवेलेबिलिटी लेस होगी तो यहाँ पे ह्यूमस का फॉर्मेशन भी लेस होगा। और द मेन इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर दैट इज द टाइम, इट आर आल्सो वन ऑफ deciding factor, it is also the deciding factor because at the time it grows, because जो soil की formation होती है, this formation is not happen at the one year, but it takes a time to the million of the years or the thousands of years to form of the soil. So these are the important factor that uh, lead to the formation of the soil. One is the parent material, it means that जो रॉक लाइक दैट इंडिया में जो हमारे रॉक्स हैं, जो मेन ओरिजिन ऑफ द सॉइल्स है, लाइक इन द सदर्न इंडिया इट इज़ द igneous and the metamorphic rocks, where in the some other northern India में the rocks are deposited and they distributed by the rivers, and the climate is also one of the factor. The climate is decided at the region of the high temperature, alternative wet and high temperature, alternative wet and the ड्राई सीजन, वहाँ पे लेटराइट सॉइल होंगी, वेयर इज द इन द हिमालयन रीजन इट इज़ द एलुवियल सॉइल होगा, एंड इन द राजस्थान बेल्ट में it is in the Rajasthan it is a sandy soil, where it is the in the Deccan Plateau it is the black or the regular soil, and the relief is also deciding factor, क्योंकि जहाँ पे स्टीप स्लोप होगी वहाँ पे सॉइल का जो लेयर है वो कम बनेगा, फॉर्मेशन होगा, whereas in the region of the gentle slope the soils की जो horizon होगी वो width इसकी बनेगी, और the soil is also the fertile होगी, whereas the natural vegetation is also one of the factor, जहाँ पे natural vegetation होंगी वहाँ पे humus का formation होगा, because the humus is also support to the soil formation, like that in the Himalayan region में due to the availability of the forest, हियर द ह्यूमस की अवेलेबिलिटी होती है, और दैट्स वाई द हियर जो सॉइल होती है वो एसिडिक होती है, एंड दैट टाइम इज आल्सो वन ऑफ द फैक्टर. सो दीज आर द फैक्टर्स दैट लेड टू द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ द सॉइल. अगर हम बात करें इसके क्लासिफिकेशन की, सो इंडियन काउंसिल ऑफ एग्रीकल्चरल रिसर्च ने 1953 में एक कमेटी बनाई थी, और वो कमेटी ने क्लासिफाई किया है, and that committee classified the Indian soil into the 8 types. So that committee classified is the 8 types. So what are the 8 types of the soil of the Indian? So the first soil, that is the alluvial soil. Alluvial soil. And the second soil is the black soil. black or the regular soil. Third is the lateritic soil. Lateritic soil. Third is the lateritic soil, and the fourth is the and the fourth is the arid and desert soil. Arid and desertic soil. Arid and desertic soil, and the first is the forest and mountain soil. Then there is the salinity and alkalinity soil, saline and the alkaline soil, peat and the marshy soil, the red soil. So the ICR, the Indian Council of Agriculture Research ने in 1953 में कमेटी स्टेब्लिश की थी, that is the All India Soil Committee, and this committee has classified the Indian soil into the 8 types, that is the alluvial soil, second is the black soil, that is also known as the regur soil, third is the lateritic soil, that is also the brick soil, fourth is the arid and the desertic soil, fifth is the forest and the mountain soil, sixth is the salinity and the alkalinity soil, seventh is the peat and the marshy soil, and the eighth is the red soil. So ICR ने Indian Council of Agriculture Research ने classified the Indian soil into the 8 types. So let's see the one by one. So let's see the one by one, that is the alluvial soil. अगर हम बात करें alluvial soil की, तो alluvial soil का जो formation है, so these soils are found in the northern plain, and these soil की formation कैसे होती हैं, so these soils are these soils are deposited by the Indus Brahmaputra river and Indus Brahmaputra Gangetic river and their distributaries, so they helps in the transportation of the soil, and these soils are deposited over the northern plains, and these consist of the sand, silt and clay, and these soils are more common in the Piedmont plains like that Duar, Chaos and Tarai region में. So classified अगर हम बात करें alluvial soil की, it is classified into the, अगर हम क्लासिफिकेशन की बात करें जो alluvial soil की, these soils are the alluvial soil की अगर हम बात करें, these soils are formed, transported and deposited by the Indus Gangetic Brahmaputra river and its tributaries. It is divided into the Bangar and Khaddar. So जो खद्दर है, it is the new alluvial soil. It means these soil की जो formation होती है, these soil they form every year. How? To the flood. जो floods आती हैं उसके साथ जो the nutrients that these floods they come with the nutrients and they deposited over the year, and that is the खद्दर soil. whereas the Bangar soil क्या होती है, जो earlier जो flood plain है, जो flood plain of the river है, and that region that has been left by the river, and now the river had left of this region and flows into the new region, so in that floodplains, that soil it is the Bangar soil. दिस soil are the Bangar soil, and in this soil जो कंकड़ होते हैं, कंकड़ की प्रेजेंस होती है, and it is the here coarse soil, wherein these soils has the यहाँ पे sand, silt and clay की प्रेजेंस होती है. That's why these soils are the, and it's because of that every year with the floods, the water of the river they comes with the nutrients, and the nutrients deposited in the plain, and these that led to the one of the fertile soil. So if I'll say the alluvial soil, it is rich in the potash, phosphate and lime. So alluvial soil, it is the rich in the potash, phosphate and the lime, and these are found in the northern plain and the region of the deltaic plain of the southern India also. And the second soil, it is the black soil. So अगर black soil के origin की बात करें, so these are found over the basaltic plain. These are found over the basaltic plain. It means जो डेक्कन प्लेटू का फॉर्मेशन जब हुआ था, डेक्कन प्लेट या फिर डेक्कन ट्रैप का जो फॉर्मेशन हुआ था, सो दैट डेक्कन ट्रैप, जब डेक्कन ट्रैप का वेदरिंग होता है, डेक्कन ट्रैप की वेदरिंग होती है, सो दैट वेदरिंग लेड टू द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ द सॉयल, एंड दैट इज नोन एज द ब्लैक सॉयल. और ये ब्लैक सॉयल क्या होती हैं? दे आर द गुड फॉर कॉटन, दैट इज आल्सो नोन एज द रेगुर सॉयल और द कॉटन सॉयल. एंड अगर हम बात करें इनके रीजन की, तो दीज आर द सॉइल्स आर फाउंड ओवर द western India, in the region of the Maharashtra, Gujarat, in some parts of the Madhya Pradesh it is also found here. And one of the important feature of the black soil, that is the high water absorption capacity. It means when there is in the जो ये जो वाटर को ऑब्जॉर्व करती हैं, दे बिकम स्टिकी, एंड दैट टाइम इट इज़ नॉट suitable for the cultivation, whereas during the dry period, the aeration it happened. It means this soil they do the self air, जो एयर सेल्फ एयर पार्टिकल्स मूवमेंट, एंड ये सॉइल्स क्या होती हैं, एंड द ड्राई सीजन ये सॉइल्स बीच में स्पेस बन जाता है, एंड दिस द ब्लैक सॉइल इट इज द रिच इन द कैल्शियम मैग्नीशियम lime, potash. So thus it is the black soil. And the third soil, the red and the yellow soil. So this is the red and yellow soil. रेड सॉइल क्यों होती है? ड्यू टू द प्रेजेंस ऑफ द आयरन ऑक्साइड की प्रेजेंस की वजह से जो कलर ऑफ द सॉइल होती है वो रेड होती है. That's why it is known as the red soil. But at the red soil, when they absorb the water, that soil turns into the yellow. Or these soils are found in the eastern and the southern belt of the Deccan Plateau. And these soil, why iron is present here? Because these soils are made from the igneous rocks of the peninsular plateau. So the next is the lateritic soil. The lateritic, it is the means the brick. It means the area where there is the alternate wet and dry season. In that area the laterite soil की फॉर्मेशन होती है. बिकॉज दैट अल्टरनेट वेट एंड ड्राई जब होंगे दैट लेड टू द इंटेंस लीचिंग. और जब इंटेंस लीचिंग होती है तो उस लीचिंग की वजह से जो न्यूट्रिएंट्स दे earlier they had went down in the horizon, they brought tip up, and due to the sunlight की presence की वजह से they the sunlight की presence की वजह से these nutrients they when they come up on the surface और जो sunlight की वजह से they baked होती हैं and convert into the and they look like the red at the break. बेक होने के बाद they became the hard. So in the region of the alternate wet and dry season में जो nutrients already they went down in the beneath surface. So जब ड्राई सीजन होती है तो ड्यू टू द कैपिलरी एक्शन, ड्राई सीजन में ड्यू टू द कैपिलरी एक्शन दे ब्रॉट इट अप सरफेस एंड जब सन की लाइट इस पे पड़ती है सो दे बिकम द हार्ड एंड दैट इज नोन एज द लेटराइटिक सॉइल एंड इट इज द एसिडिक इन नेचर. इट मीन्स इसका जो पीएच होता है ये क्या है, ये एसिडिक इन नेचर है. इसका जो पीएच होता है लेस देन 6 होता है. And the fifth is that the arid soil. It means the region where the rainfall is less than 60 centimeter in the year. That region में जो soil होती है that is the because of यहाँ पे high evaporation, यहाँ पे high evaporation होता है then the precipitation. So यहाँ पे जो sandy texture बनती है sandy texture in the soil it is found in the soil. Or in this soil the conker's presence is here. That's why it is the coarser होते हैं. Next in the forest soil, as it is the name suggests that these soils are found in the forestic region or in the hilly and the mountainous region, and here that the sufficient rainforest available and they are the loamy and the silty in the valley side and coarse grained in the upper slope. In the forestic में humus की presence की वजह से they became the darker. So the next topic is the soil erosion and conservation. Due to the like that soil erosion की बात करें due to the human activities even the some of the natural activities की वजह से जो soil होती है the upper soil of the layer of the upper soil they start या तो leaching process या some of the other methods like that due to the water erosion, wind, glacier. These are some of the methods through which the soil it eroded and that to reduce its nutrient, that is the soil erosion. और इस soil erosion को मैनेज करने के लिए we use some of the method and that is the soil conservation. So the soil conservation like that in the Himalayan region where the steep slope है वहाँ पे we should use the contour planting और जो excessive reduce the excessive overgrazing, afforestation. So these are some of the methods through which we can conserve the soil, like the strip of the gases, strip cropping, shelter build, like the green belt, like in the दिस टू रीजन जो ट्रीज की यहाँ पे ट्रीज ग्रो होते हैं. सो when the soil of these region they start moving, so ये trees क्या करती हैं, ये उस soil को stop करते हैं movement से, and it is also one of the method to conserve the soil. So this is all about this chapter. In this chapter we have seen that what are the natural resources, and we have also seen that the soil is also a resource, and we have seen that ICR has classified the soil into the 8 types, and we have seen that how these soils are फॉर्मेशन, मतलब एवरी सॉइल का फॉर्मेशन कैसे होता है, उस सॉइल के किस रीजन में एसोसिएटेड है, उसमें प्रेजेंस किस चीज़ की, कौन से न्यूट्रिएंट्स के, एब्सेंस क्या है न्यूट्रिएंट्स. सो दीज आर हमने देख लिया. ऑन द नेक्स्ट चैप्टर दैट इज द फॉरेस्ट एंड द वाइल्ड लाइफ रिसोर्स, एंड this chapter we will see in the next topic, next video. For today it's all. Thank you.